before these phenothiazines came out, the only way to deal with these psychiatric patients was to stuff them into a straitjacket.
Right.
Now that required a battle. You know, people were getting hurt, patients were getting hurt, attendants were getting hurt, trying to stuff these wild people into a straitjacket. So they tried to test these drugs in Europe, and at that time they were Freudians, so they didn't want anything to do with this stuff. So they came over to the U.S. and tested it in one of the psych hospitals here, and they found they could dumb up the entire population of that hospital and make them docile, and they're walking around like zombies, and that was great. That was a wonderful thing for them. But before that, they would stuff them into baths with hot and cold water, and, baths with ice cubes in them. They would give the woman douches with all kinds of crap and these needles that they would stick in there. They would put them in coffin-like structures. They would hang them from the walls so they couldn't sit down. They would inject malaria into these people. They would induce seizures. These seizures, when they were seizing up, after you seize up, you don't feel like causing any trouble. Yep. They would give them emetics, things to make them throw up. And after you throw up, you don't feel like causing any trouble. So this is the kind of treatment. And then they moved up to electroconvulsive therapy, where they would actually electrocute the brain. And they would have to strap these people down and inject them with these big horse needles of muscle relaxer, just to keep them from breaking their bones when they administered the electric shock. So they were doing that at Central State while I was there. They were doing 3,000 of those a year.
Wow.
And each one of them destroyed brain cells, just like the medicines they're using today. They make you think that these phenothiazines they're using today for schizophrenia are safe. They're not. They found that with extended use, they actually shrunk the brain. They rotted out the peripheral nervous system. And when they found that out, that these researchers that were doing autopsies on these long-term psychiatric patients, they published this. I don't know how they got it out past the universities, but they did. And when it came out, the psychiatric mafia and big pharma freaked. They went, well, it's not our drugs, it's the schizophrenia doing that. They blame it on the schizophrenia. So what the researchers did, they went back and they gave these drugs, these antipsychotic drugs, to mice and rats and monkeys, and found that their brains shrunk also. So not only are they not curing anything with these drugs, they're actually killing the person's brain. And they went nuts when that was published. And it's not known. These are some of the most dangerous drugs used in medicine today.